What's up, guys? This is B Red,
And this is Postman.
and this is Poor Therapy. We have not done this in a while. I've just been trying to catch up on life and everything. Uh, yeah, I'm not rich, so I got to work a day job and everything. Got a family and got a house that I'm fixing up. So all that doesn't really leave me with a lot of time. And plus, the dude I was doing this with, he's in a rough patch, so he's not able to do it. So I just put it on hold for now. But I kind of really want to get back into it. That's gonna be a problem. We are doing the podcast in my garage, by the way.
Yes, we are. It's cold as hell out here.
I didn't have enough time to to get the wood stove started, so it is a little chilly. Uh, Next time I'll be way more prepared.
Oh, I'm sure. Took us about an hour to get everything set up, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. But yeah, I'm just trying to get back into the whole grind of it all, and eventually, this will. We plan on doing this, at least once a week. I'm going to try. If I don't have to work any overtime, if I do have to work overtime, then we'll deal with that when we deal with it. But yeah. So I hope everybody's having a good time. Hope everybody's having or had a good Thanksgiving and whatnot. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was pretty good. I went into the grandparents in West Virginia, and my mom, my stepdad, and his mom went with us. But we went in. Me and the wife went in and stayed the night, Wednesday night into Thursday, and then the rest of the family showed up Thursday.
Okay.
But I mean, it was pretty small and quiet because they live like back in the boonies in West Virginia,
Yeah.
and like there's no cell service and stuff back there, so
Yeah.
it's pretty quiet.
Did they have Starlink? Because I've honestly been thinking about trading out my Xfinity or Comcast, whatever you want to call it, for Starlink. Because I was looking at the rates. The only bad thing about Starlink is you have to put down a deposit. So it's like you gotta put up 300, and then you get like your little dish thing that goes with it. But Shaw's trying to kill a mosquito.
Mosquito.
But yeah, the only bad thing about it is you got to put up $300, and then you get your little dish thing, whatnot. But
Is that Elon Musk's?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's Elon Musk's like little internet thing. But it's actually the this the internet you get or whatever is actually almost better than Comcast. Like your download speeds that I was looking up is way better. And on obviously, if like you lose power and you're fortunate enough to have a generator or anything like that, you can still have internet. So or hook it up to your car, whatever power source you have, you can still get internet. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, I've been thinking about doing that. But
I'm I'm pretty happy with Xfinity, mainly because like I spend Xfinity's biggest internet package is like $100, right?
yeah,
Well, for the same thing, essentially the same thing, up in Alaska with going through GCI was like $200, and the internet was worse.
so was that satellite?
No, I don't know what it was.
Oh, okay. Well, but I've been thinking about doing that just because for some reason at 12 o'clock almost every night, my internet will go from being good to complete dog crap. And I don't know why. I've called about them, I've asked it, and they just say, like, it's good on our end. So I don't know how it's bad on mine. And I tested my router's fine. So I don't know. It's just a little hiccup you know you have. But my Thanksgiving was pretty good. There's less people that came this year due to some of them being sick, and some passed away, stuff like that. So
Did your dad show up?
no, he said he didn't have a way.
Hmm.
But yeah. But other than that, we had a good Thanksgiving. The kids enjoyed it. Um, and, that's just really what's about, just spending quality time with friends, family, and and being a dad. I kind of took me a while to get to my thinking of where it was, but I want to be a better dad, if that makes sense. Because like I just don't want to be like a back burner dad where you don't really do anything and you just like provide, whatnot. I want to do a little bit more. But that's just me. I mean, I've thought about it a lot more. But yeah, so that's how my Thanksgiving was. It was pretty good. I mean, I can't complain. I've been humbling myself here recently because, like everybody's got problems and whatnot. Especially now with how the economy is, I see a lot on Facebook where people can't afford to, buy stuff, Christmas presents for their kids, or they can't afford food or whatnot. Um, you know, um, I'm in a better state than some of them because I can't afford to do some of that stuff and whatnot. I'm not really on a budget. I mean, I'm on a budget, but I'm more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like relaxed.
Yeah, I'm more relaxed. And I don't really buy a lot of stuff anyway. So the stuff that I do buy is mainly, for my wife or my kids or whatever. So
I have spent quite a lot this month, past month.
yeah, well, I've spent a lot, but I've also been working a crap ton of overtime. So my checks are twice usually what they are. But yeah, that's basically been it. So I just been like in the mindset of being more humbled, helping out, if I see it, if I have it, and stuff like that. And I also had I don't know, like an epiphany or whatnot, because I thought I've been having like a lot of thoughts of like redoing the podcast and trying to get back into it. And then I've always thought of like my goal of it. And my goal, I don't want to be rich. Like, having extra money is great and everything, but too much money causes it changes people. And I've seen it, in person where, family or friends or whatnot all of a sudden get some money and then, they don't talk to you anymore and stuff like that. But I don't really want money out of it. I just want like like a purpose almost, if that makes sense. Like I just want it to like, it's something of mine that I'm doing on my own. I'm not working for anybody else. It's just like, a hobby that I'm doing for myself. And that's basically all I want. If extra money comes out of it, that's good. That's not what I'm doing it for. I'm mainly just doing it to try to connect to people and whatnot and just to talk.
Talking about connecting with people. So I mean, I've been pretty shut in. Like we talked many a times about me being in my shell and
Yeah.
whatnot. And well, I recently reconnected with an old mentor of mine. He was I'm not going to say his name, but he was a teacher at the high school.
Yeah.
And he was our robotics mentor, like captain person. And when I was on the robotics team, and he taught me a lot. I learned a lot from him. And then when I joined the military, I kind of lost touch with him. And now that I've been back in town, I've been wondering about him a lot, and mainly wondering if he was dead. And he's still alive. He's 72 years old. Still pretty feisty. But I reconnected with him and just been catching him up on what I've been up to, what I've been doing, and we got into like my woodworking that I've been doing.
Yeah. You want to give yourself a shout out?
Yeah, so shout out Postworks on YouTube. It's where I, Postman, will upload me working on the lathe or any other projects I could think of in my workshop.
So basically, he's working on his skills of like woodworking and whatnot, and you've started to make Christmas ornaments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of want an H for my Christmas tree. Just because like my last name or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I can make an H. That video you sent me, like that's easy to do.
yeah,
But I thought you wanted me to make it on the lathe,
well,
and I was like, well, I don't know that I could do an H on a lathe.
yeah, I think the lathe is like where you just use your blades or whatever to carve out, like certain designs.
Right, but it has to be cylindrical.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways, just going back to talking about my mentor. Uh, I was talking to him about my woodworking, and he brought up that he knows someone who does it more or less professionally. Like they run their own business out of their shop and everything. They're making like thousands of dollars a month on their projects and stuff that they do.
what kind of projects do they do?
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, uh, and he was like, "Yeah, I could try to introduce you if you like." And I told him, I said, "I don't really do new people."
Yeah,
And it stuck with me ever since I said that. And it just kind of plays over and over again in my head. And I'm like, man, like, why am I so clammed into my shell? I don't
yeah.
understand it. And so I just saw him again the other day. And you know what? I told him this, everything that I just said. And I was like, so you know what? If the opportunity arises, I would love to meet your friend. And
Okay,
so yeah,
reaching out, that's a good
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. I thought about it. It's just like I need to reach out and make connections with
Yeah.
people and whatnot.
Now, see, I don't know if it's just because like of my job, because like when I'm working for 12 hours, I'm just by myself.
Yeah,
So like there's chances where I can talk to other people, but I usually just, I'm in it. I'm just trying to hurry up and work, that way the day goes by faster. And I'm usually just by myself the entire day. And I've noticed over the years it's made my personality more closed off. And I really thought about it right before I even thought about doing a podcast because I was like, I need something. I need something to like connect with people. Because if I keep going the way I'm going, I'm just gonna be an old man later on in life, and I'm not gonna have any connections. I'm not gonna want to talk to people because I actually know a couple people that work isolated jobs, and from where they've isolated themselves so much, they don't talk to anybody.
yeah,
And so that's one of the main reasons why I kind of wanted to do this, just so I can force myself to communicate with people, to try to connect with other people and get out of this closed in type personality that I didn't have before I started like just working by myself.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, it. I don't plan to be like to the extreme, like my stepdad. He doesn't know a stranger.
Yeah.
He could talk
Now,
to.
see, I'm kind of envious of people like that
I mean,
because I used when I was growing up, that's how I used to be.
yeah,
Like I didn't have like whatever it is that I have now. I didn't have like that like hesitation to go up to people to like to start a conversation. Now I have that hesitation, and it's almost like I don't know how to start a conversation. Almost.
well, just now before I came here, I stopped in at 7-Eleven.
I know. I seen you.
And old James May was actually working.
Okay.
And I got to talk to him for a little bit, and that was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Because normally, like, I try to avoid any type of conversation
Yeah.
with anybody, and but he caught me, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm in for it now. I got to talk to him.
And see, like, it's became a habit of mine. Like, even when like that does happen to me, where people like come up and talk to me and stuff, I'll short answer them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, da, 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 and then I'll just like, there's sometimes where I'll just walk away.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
like
you're trying to get out of the conversation as fast as possible.
And then I'll like get back to the car wherever I was going, and I'll just be like, damn, but that dude thinks I'm a dick.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh well, time to go home. Time to do this. Time to do that.
Yeah.
But I've been kind of, like I said, I've been kind of like getting out of whatever that is. I don't even know what you'd call that.
I think it's just like your own social battery, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
and like you really you shouldn't be trying to wear yourself out. I don't think, but you should be trying to get out there and do a little bit.
yeah. Just connect or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And see, I've thought about like just going on like a Facebook spree of just friend requesting everybody. But then again, like I don't know if that would do anything. Like you get what I'm saying?
I
Like
mean,
just reaching out, just trying to connect with people or whatnot.
that's a little strange to me,
Yeah, yeah.
but but you
Well,
did.
you're never on Facebook.
No, I'm thinking about deleting mine. Actually, you know what I'm actually thinking about doing, and my wife is cringing at this.
Okay,
Is
let's hear it.
I'm thinking about deleting mine and then
Remember, look at the camera.
combine and combining like with hers, so it'd be like
So a joint
a
Facebook
a
account.
joint Facebook.
Okay,
account,
so
yeah.
what makes you want to do that exactly?
Well, because I'm never on Facebook. I have no interest in being on Facebook. And so she's friends with pretty much everybody that I'm already friends with,
Yeah.
and she's friends with, and she.
Oh, give me a second. We're smoking. There's a backdraft. You can see it in the video. My bad, guys. All right, go ahead, continue.
uh, where was that?
Somebody's liking us.
Yeah.
I can't tell who. That's too far away.
But yeah, a joint Facebook account, just because. She puts on there updates about us anyways already.
Yeah.
So like, why not just go ahead and say like us together on there?
Yeah. Well, give me a second. Let me fix this. But yeah, guys. So this is the. God, I can't even remember the last time I did this.
It's like
When was the last time? Because the last one we did, I did it with you.
ain't it been? It's almost a year, ain't it?
No, it hasn't been that long. Because we did one in the fall, but I don't remember. I'd have to check on YouTube and see which one it is and whatnot.
I don't think we haven't done one this year, have we?
Yeah, we have. We did one in the fall. I think it was the beginning of October.
This year?
Yeah,
No,
I'm almost positive.
no,
If I had my phone, I'd check it.
no, not with me, anyways.
But anyway, I plan on trying to do this a lot more, and with this being in the garage, I'm gonna get a green screen because I don't want people to see all my junk sitting back there. I'm trying to get more organized, but usually what happens is I'll be doing something and then I'll put something down and then I'll have to do something else because if you got kids and whatnot, like you're always distracted with something and this or that. So I'll put it down a tool, walk away, forget about it, and then later on I'll come back and vice versa and all that. But yeah, I plan on getting a green screen eventually, and that way we can have like backdrops and whatnot.
You think you're gonna have it out here from now on?
I don't know. I'm gonna think on it. I like it. I like it a lot better out here just because like I don't have any distractions.
Yeah.
Like it's just like just this. Obviously, I need to organize my garage, clean it up a little bit and whatnot. Maybe get rid of some stuff. But I like it a lot better just because it feels more freeing. And obviously, next time I'll have the wood stove going, and it'll be a lot warmer in here. But I do like having it just out of the house.
Yeah.
And when I'm done, I ain't got to clean it back up, whatever. All I got to do, if I want to, I can just leave it here. Obviously, when we are done, I'm going to put some towels and stuff over everything because I don't want like ash and dust and everything get on all the equipment and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
But I ain't got to like worry about like putting everything up and everything. But I'll think about it and see what we do from here on. But I do definitely plan on doing this a lot more just to try to build it up more.
At least once a month, man. I mean,
yeah. Like I said, if I don't have to work overtime, then I'll be able to do more. Which in January we slow down a lot. So I think after this month I won't have to be working overtime as much. But
That'd be good.
yeah. But yeah, so we want to talk about.
Mm,
You want to talk about the thing that is kind of crazy how people were responding to it. So there's a CEO of a health insurance company.
United Healthcare.
Yeah. And he was assassinated. And all the videos I've seen, and I like, I have my spells where I'll get on TikTok and scroll for quite a bit. And all the videos I've seen, other than like the main media, they're kind of happy this dude died.
It's kind of messed up, ain't it?
In a way. But I mean, if you look at it at the common person standpoint, he was the CEO of a health insurance company, and for the last couple years, they've been getting like more stricter on what they're willing to provide for their customers and whatnot. And I have no doubt. Give me a second. At nighttime, we won't have to worry about this either.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt in my mind that them getting more strict and whatnot on their coverages and stuff has caused some people to pass away. And the family members of those people, if you have a father, son, daughter, grandma, whatever, and all of a sudden they die because their health insurance wouldn't cover this or wouldn't cover that, I could see where, somebody could take vengeance on that and assassinate a CEO. So I see where so many people are just like, good riddance, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's also like, the other side of somebody killing somebody else.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, did he really deserve to die?
I know this might sound bad. I'm sure he did. Because you got to think, just because all the companies, no matter what company it is, all they're worried about is profit.
Yeah.
They don't really care about their customers. They care about their stock, their profits. That's what they really care about. And it shows just based on what they decide to coverage, because they only cover stuff that they know they can make a profit off of. So, I mean, I hate to be in that other boat with everybody else, but like I said, there's probably been thousands and thousands of people that's died from this guy deciding not to cover that or cover this. And I don't know. I just think it's kind of crazy how, everybody takes it. But I mean, that's just a part of life. Like, somebody can only do so much negative before somebody takes it into their hands. And this has actually caused a huge, scare of a lot of CEOs. Because I was looking at some article. I don't remember the article because I was under the influence. But I was reading it, and I read a lot. So this assassination is caused all the pharmacy CEOs and whatnot, and all the other healthcare CEOs to be on standpoint. There's actually a couple of them that's gotten bodyguards and stuff. So I don't know if this is the time where we're going to be seeing a lot of CEOs,
Well, it's like right before that, Trump's entire cabinet of people that he had picked out were all receiving bomb threats or being swatted or something like that. And granted, it's uncalled for, it's unnecessary, but it's also just a good reminder that hey, you people aren't untouchable.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's the thing about money is once people get money, they begin to think they're above everybody else. And it's the way that I make myself stay humble is it's just money. Yeah, you can buy more material things, but when you're dying or dead or whatever, you're not gonna be able to take any of this with you. You know, we're not gonna get a whole religion standpoint or whatever, but it's just money.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's good to have. You know, I love buying stuff for my kids and my family members and whatnot, but I don't want it to change me. I like being who I am, and I think that's why I continue to try to humble myself and see life through other people's eyes, because I think if you get to a point to where you don't, then I think life starts to get rough for you, and you start to get paranoid, and then you think you can't trust anybody. And that's that whole other bridge of like the rich. Like, yeah, they have money, but they have other problems too. Like, they don't think they have any friends, which I mean could be true, because if you're rich, like let's say my buddy has a lot of money, I want to start hanging out with him and whatnot. Uh, he's gonna start thinking that I'm just there for the money, and that happens to almost all rich people, unless you're insanely rich where you don't have to worry about your money. But yeah, that's why I continue to try to stay humble and try to look at both sides. But I still think it's kind of crazy how it all unfolded, and we didn't even talk about the election at all, which
not really.
is kind of insane because everybody thought Kamala was going to win.
Yeah.
And I thought it was insane that she raised like $1 billion, mismanaged it all, and was, what was it, 20, 30 million in debt?
Yeah.
Which is, I think we dodged a huge bullet there.
Yeah.
I'm not like a Democrat, Republican fanatic or anything. I would say I'm mostly, I would say I lean more right than anything, but I really don't care about politics. But I would say overall, just because politics does have a huge effect in everybody's lives, depending on what regulations and laws they dish out and whatnot, we dodged a huge bullet there. Because just think, if she became president, I don't even know how everything would go out. For one, I don't know how you feel about it, but the whole Ukraine debacle and all that, I don't think we should be funding anything over there. I think our infrastructure in America, you can go to any city, whatever city you go to, and it's gonna be it's gonna look downtrodden. There's gonna be trash everywhere. I mean, you go to, what is it, Pennsylvania or Philadelphia, one of the two, one of the P's. I don't remember which one. There's drug heads everywhere. Yeah. I watched a video where like there was a whole block. It was just people just nodding in and out and everything. And it's a sad thing, but that it just shows that the community, the state, or the government has no effect or is trying to help the problem. And I think that's where, if I'm paying taxes, I would rather my money go to help Americans instead of, going across country and being spent on God knows what. That's just my opinion.
I think I lean more like big picture. So I mean, what's space? Space is the final frontier.
Yeah.
Right. And I think of like all the like futuristic sci-fi shows and stuff and movies. It's always like United Earth or something like that. Like Earth is its own one giant colony, and it's not split up into like many different factions or whatever. And so I think in my opinion, I think in order for us to achieve that, like world peace is kind of necessary, and that's never going to happen if we keep fighting amongst each other and killing each other. And then as far as like helping Americans versus helping foreigners, is the American drug problem more important than women and children being slaughtered to death?
Well, all right. I really didn't want to take down this road. All right, so I don't know how much reading you do, but I've read all about the Ukraine Russia thing, the Israel Gaza thing. So I know both sides because not only do I watch our news, I even take one step further and watch their news, and I watch independent news media and all that. So I know like everything.
Okay.
So basically, what happened with the whole Russia thing, and if you want to believe legacy media, which is Fox, NBC, all that crap, which is 100% controlled by our government, and I hopefully we don't get smoked out, but it's controlled by our government, and it the whole thing with the Russian and Ukraine thing is America and NATO instigated that. And not only did they instigate that, they started funding it way before the whole thing started off. We had tanks, we had weapons there in like 2012. And Russia in 2014, I believe, that's when they went and started blowing up some of our weapon, stocks and all that crap that we had over there. And then Ukraine wanted to become a part of NATO, and that's always been Russia's like red line because, just like us, if Russia was below Mexico, we wouldn't want, Russia having weapons in Mexico or whatnot. Obviously, they don't want NATO or mainly the United States because we fund 90% of NATO. They don't want weapons in Ukraine because obviously, a missile that's launched in Ukraine takes 5 minutes to hit whatever target in Russia instead of, the out boundaries of their red lines and whatnot. So I get the whole thing like where everybody's painting Russia as like the bad guy, but we still made the first move. And no matter what you say, like, I'm not no Russian sympathist or whatever, but I do recognize that we made the first move, and Russia being one of the main countries or whatnot, obviously they can't just allow the United States to just do whatever they want, which is in the mindset of our government, how they feel, and they just do whatever they want. I mean, you can see it in anything they do. So the one thing I am excited about with Trump being nominated is he's getting all these like top people like RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek, Elon. Even though I'm kind of iffy on Elon, I think he's kind of overreaching a little bit. But if he can make the government way more efficient, cut off all those thousands of jobs that really just do nothing other than sit in Washington, D.C., and Trump puts term limits on Congress because that's the main thing, because we should not be having 80, 90-year-old people in Congress making decisions for the rest of Americans. That's how I feel about it. I'm hoping they put term limits in Congress because, like I said, a lot of people in there, they're all about the money because in Congress, the average person that makes in Congress about 170,000, 200,000. You'll see people get in there supposed to be making that much, and then a year later, their annual income is 2, 3, 4, 5, up in the millions. Obviously, that's insider trading. That's a whole nother issue that we're not going to go into because that's just a huge mess.
No, I ain't smart enough for that topic.
Well, I've done my research in that too, and I don't want to say the stock market is a scam, but the stock market is a scam, and especially for Congress and anybody that holds any power in the decisions on how to regulate the companies that are in the stock market. So I'm going to stop there because if I go any further, it's just going to be a huge, long road. We're going to lose anybody we have that's watching us, and I'm just going to put a pause button there. But anyway, I am happy that Trump got nominated for president-elect or whatever. And I hope that, he does do what he says he does. Obviously, when you get elected, you got to go up against a bunch of corrupt congressmen, because I would say about 90% of our Congress people are corrupt. It's pretty easy to see. You can just look at their tax returns or their annual income. And another thing, which has bugged me for like the last month, and then I'm just gonna make a stop there, because if we go any further in that direction, we'll probably anger people. But I'm just gonna go and say this: I do not think that another country should have any influence on our government or our Congress or anything like that. And what I mean by that is, like, for a congressperson, mainly Israel. I don't know how you feel about Israel.
I don't think we should talk about that.
Yeah, so I don't think if I'm not trying to be discriminate or whatever, or racist, however you want to say it. I don't think that another nation should have any influence in our decisions, which Israel has a huge amount of influence on our decisions. Over 70% of Congress seats and whatnot are backed by the whole Israel AIPAC type thing. And they make it their mission to keep those people reelected. And if you're not backed by them, they will spend millions and millions of dollars to make sure you lose. And yeah, I just don't think that any other nation should have any type of influence in the decisions that our government makes. And I'm going to put a pause button on that so we don't go down that rabbit hole.
But yeah, so I've been woodworking a lot, spending a lot of time in my workshop. I haven't really been gaming much.
I know, I've noticed that.
Yeah, and I've been practicing on the lathe a lot, making like Christmas ornaments, wine bottle stoppers.
Wine bottle stoppers.
Yeah.
Do you drink a lot of wine?
I mean, I drink a lot of mead, but I make them for other people mainly.
All right. Now, do these wine bottle stoppers, you make like designs on them, or like are they just stoppers like the corks?
I mean, I'll have to show you. I make like designs and stuff. Like I made one that looks like a cross. Oh man, I shouldn't say that in case my buddy watches this.
Give me a second. We got a hum. I knew this was gonna happen. I hit the table. I don't know how to get rid of it. All right, we'll just go on with it. But yeah, you've been woodworking. I think that's kind of cool. I think just diving into a skill, just trying to learn it or whatever, is just cool on its own. I want to try to do. I don't know if you call it woodworking, but I bought some wood cutting tools and stuff to like make like figurines and stuff out of wood. And what I was planning on doing whenever I get time is I got a couple wood blocks that I want to try to chisel out and make a couple things.
You try wood carving?
Yeah, wood carving. Yeah. So I ordered me a wood carving set. I've never done it before. I have been watching a couple YouTube videos here and there just to try to get like the basics and whatnot. And let me tell you, wood carving takes a lot of math, a lot of geometry. I did not know it took all that. I thought people was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna look at this log and just chisel it. So most wood carvers, they have a plan on paper, and it looks like a whole math diagram. So I got to brush up on my math skills, because I wouldn't say I'm good at math, but it's not one of my strong suits.
Yeah.
This freaking wood stove. That's starting to bug me.
We're going to die.
We might. So far, the picture's still clear. I don't know if y'all see any smoke in here. I know you can see it right here, but hopefully I'm going to get some
HVAC tape.
HVAC tape, and I'm going to fix some holes, and hopefully on our next podcast you won't see any smoke. But yeah, you've been wood turning or wood
turning and
wood turning.
woodworking. Like I built a bookshelf for the wife and some other stuff. Making Christmas presents on the lathe. Oh, well, I mean, I don't want to say just in case they watch.
Yeah,
But,
don't ruin it.
yeah.
Just say you just been making some stuff out of wood.
Yeah, I've been making some stuff. Well, I tell you what, I had the fucking shit knocked out of me one time. This is about a week ago. Well, so the lathe it takes and spins the wood at like a couple fucking 100 RPM.
It slung out and hit you in the face.
Yes, it did. Well, it didn't hit me in the face. It shot up, hit the rafter, and then shot back down and hit me on the head. On top of the head. I had a big old knot on top of my head.
It didn't bleed?
No, thankfully. But yeah, I was so mad. It hurt so much. I was stunned.
Do you need a helmet?
I let the wife feel the bump on my head. She's like, "We gotta get you a hard hat."
I can get you a helmet. I think I got a helmet somewhere in one of my buildings. I don't know if it's big enough to fit you though. I'd have to check.
I do have a pretty big head.
You do have a big head. But let's see what else. I had a notepad. I don't know where I put it of some talking points because I'm trying to get back into like the whole talking thing, and obviously people don't want to just hear us just come off with stupid shit off the top of our heads. So I'm trying to get like more organized and whatnot. Next time when we do the podcast, which might be next week. Next Friday. You want to do next Friday?
Yeah.
All right. Next Friday see, the only problem with doing that on next Friday is it'd be hard for me to do it at night.
Okay. What about next Thursday?
We do it on Thursday night. All right. So Thursday night next week, we'll do the podcast. It'll be 9:30, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for anybody that cares. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll have way more talking points, and I'll be a lot more organized. Like I said, today was just kind of just thrown around. I had to remember how to do all the equipment and whatnot.
Yeah, setting the soundboard up and stuff.
It took a little bit, and then I tried to fix my wood stove hole
with duct tape.
It did not work. So I'll go Tuesday, get something for that, and fix that and whatnot. But it'll be a lot more like flowing.
I plan on posting every Wednesday and Saturday.
Okay, is that your wood videos?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Try to post twice a week, I think.
All right, you want to do another shout out so people know where to
Postworks. It's a channel on YouTube. You probably can't find it yet.
Next week I will have it in the video description where you can go and click on it and watch Sean turn some wood.
Yeah, people are asking me like if I was going to show my face or do a face reveal or anything like that. And it's like I don't really.
Oh, wait a minute! I know exactly what you could do.
Okay.
Are you taking a video with your phone?
No, I have a GoPro.
Oh, all right. Never mind. It's not going to work. So I bought this thing for if I decide to do the podcast on my phone or whatever, like videos. It's a neck thing, and you just put it right here, and it just clips right there, and then you just do whatever. Like let's say like you're turning wood or whatever. You can just angle it right there, and it just records. But you have the option of doing like a little video where it sees your face, and then it also records what's in front of you. I was gonna say you could do that.
No, I bought a GoPro, which was not cheap.
Now for the GoPro, because I've thought about buying a GoPro just for like my river adventures.
Yeah.
So like when every once in a while we'll go into the river and we'll find whatever's at the river. Like I don't ever have to buy lures anymore. I've found fishing poles. Actually, this year we found 7 fishing poles. I kept one of them. I found a $500 fishing pole 2 years ago. I still have that. It's brand new. The dude must have lost it like that day. Yeah, we just do that. And I thought about buying a GoPro just to be able to like film like me dive into the water. Because I've watched videos where people do that. And I was like, like I could do that because I do it anyway. I just film it and, people watch whatever I find.
That'd be pretty sweet, man. You should definitely do that.
How much did your GoPro cost?
$210.
God, $210.
And that's for an older model. That was a Hero 10. They're up to the Hero 13 now, and it's about $400.
Is that waterproof?
Yeah. And if you don't trust its own waterproofing, you can get a case for it that's waterproof.
I know. When I work some overtime and everything's caught up and I ain't got to worry about anything, I'll buy me a GoPro. But I really haven't had time to go out into the river and do stuff like we used to.
Well, it's not like you gotta do it anytime soon,
Yeah, that's true. I got my whole life ahead of me.
Well, it's not that. It's just you plan on jumping in the river in the winter time.
No,
Yeah,
I do not.
You wait till
I only
summertime.
do that for like 3 months out of the summer. But
How long we been going now?
we've been going 45 minutes.
You wanna call it,
All right.
or you wanna keep going?
No, this is a good time. We can stop. I think this is a pretty good one.
It's pretty smoky in here.
Yeah, it is getting a little smoky. So, like I said, next time we won't have to deal with the smoke or anything. I'll fix that. But yeah, hopefully, you can, whoever wants to just watch us talk, and you can have the option of commenting or calling in. I do got to make sure that the podcast number works. I did not have time to check to see if it worked or not. I'll double check that. I'll have everything ready for Thursday night at 9:30, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. If anybody wants to watch, just watch us. And it should be a little more free-flowing and a little more organized. And we won't have like a bunch of, I don't know what you call it, debacles or anything like that. But thanks for watching us again. We're going to start grinding it back out, seeing if we can't get things going. I appreciate you. Like and follow. And, just try to have a good time. Live a positive life.
Peace.
Later, guys. And we are ending. Later, guys. Peace out.